In a series as consistently fantastic as Haikyuu, I thought it would be fun to break down my personal favorite matches in the series. I hope this list is able to highlight what makes many of these matches work so well, and why Haikyuu is one of my favorite shows of all time. And there will be full spoilers for every single match throughout the entirety of the manga. Starting off at number 10, we have Fukurodani versus Nekoma. This match provides a much-needed break in the overall narrative of Haikyuu after Krasno beats Shiratorizawa. Focusing on the prefecture tournament in Tokyo, the winner of this match is guaranteed to go to nationals, while the loser will be forced to play in more games to decide its fate. Even though this match is quick, it really sets up the role that both of these teams will have in the upcoming nationals arc. Firstly, let's talk about Fukurodani. They are introduced in the second season, and Bokudo and Akashi are some of the more interesting side characters in the series. In this match, we get to see what it's like when Bokudo mentally leaves a match, and how Akashi is able to bring him back in, which continues to be one of the more interesting dynamics. And then we get Bokudo's final cut shot to win the match, solidifying his drive to become the perfect ace, even though he isn't there yet. Then on the Nekoma side of things, we get great development for Lev and really showing the great team style that Nakuma plays, but also the extent and skill of Kuro as a defender. Even though he's a middle blocker, he's still great at receiving, and so those two things combined make this match sneak into the top 10. At number 9, we have Datetech versus Krasno from Season 1. This is a match that truly brings the core ideas of Haikyuu. This is the first tournament match in the series where it really feels like Krasno is up against a team that could actually beat them. The theme of breaking through the wall, which is so prevalent in the early seasons, is at its best here. The best moment for me in this match is when Asahi is finally able to break through that defense and show that he can be an ace to be relied on. Hinata watching this moment happen was also amazing for his journey as well. This match doesn't really have any faults. It also has the amazing Nishinoya kick moment, but it isn't higher on this list, mainly because it doesn't do quite as much as matches later on in the series are able to, because of the build-up and payoff being even greater. At number 8, we have Karasino versus Alba Josai in Season 1. This is the match when Haikyuu went from a good show to a great show. Oikawa shines in this match as the first real rival Krasno has to go through, but let's be honest, Krasno losing this match is what helped the series go in a direction that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. It makes a bold decision and has our players have to readjust, with their final quick being blocked. But the reason it's not higher on this list is because of the rematch later in the series between these two teams. Number 7 is the Black Jackals versus the Adlers. This is the concluding match of the entire series that pretty perfectly wraps up many of the threads. As Hinata's grand return to competitive indoor volleyball, we get a view into each of the players we have followed throughout the series, and conclusions to basically every single arc in the series. The best part of this match is finally getting to see Hinata play at a level we knew he could reach all along. This may simply be the most enjoyable match on the entire list. We get some great character moments for all of the best players we've seen throughout the entire series, while also seeing where the lives of these characters go after high school. However, the only reason it doesn't make it into the top 5 for me is the tension of the match. While we get the beautifully woven emotional story, the actual tension doesn't really compare to the matches I have listed above, because this is just a first game in a regular season of professional volleyball. It isn't lose and you're out, and you don't have the kind of high school aroma lifted over these characters throughout this match. At number 6, we have Fukurodani versus Mujinozaka. This one may be surprising to a lot of you, as it doesn't involve any of our main characters, but I really respect what this match was able to achieve. It gives us an entirely new perspective on what it means to be the ace of a team, which would later impact how we view Hinata at the end of the story, while also being a side match that feels just as impactful as any of the best matches Karasino goes through. Bokuto really shines through this match, and I do plan on making a video about his development in the series in the future, but Akashi and Wakatsu are really what elevate this match above a typical good side match. I can understand why others may have it a little bit lower on their lists of best matches, but for me, this perfectly captures everything I love about Haikyuu and Furudate's writing, as he presents us with a match that doesn't even have Hinata, but still feels as dramatic and has as good character development as any other one on this list. At number 5, we have the second Alba Josei match with Krasno. This is the first match where we got some real payoff from the beginning of the story. We finally see enough growth out of Hinata's game and Kageyama's progress as a communicator to result in a win over the biggest hurdle so far in the series, Oikawa. Oikawa is the main villain for the first 2 seasons, and he gets his own moments to shine through this match, lifting it up over so many others in the series. For me, Oikawa is one of my top 5 characters in Haikyuu, and this match is the reason why. Oikawa's perspective on talent versus hard work is one of the most interesting parts about this series and is beautifully conveyed through the end of this match. And this is also by far the shortest match in the top 5, and while I think a little more length to the match could have added maybe a little bit to the side characters, what it accomplishes in only a few episodes is unrivaled through the rest of the series. At number 4, we have Karasino versus Shiratorizawa. There is no doubt about the epic nature of this match, as it takes up the entirety of the 3rd season in the anime. One of the aspects I love most about this matchup is actually the role that Tendo plays. Tendo's reason for playing volleyball and why he enjoys volleyball just feels so much different than any other character up to that point in the series. And so, it really highlights what we're going to see more of at Nationals, and he's just so much fun to watch on screen. There are many moments that capture why this match is so great. Mainly the final rally, with the superb animation it comes with as well, but you also have Suki's block and found passion for the game. I even think a side character like Goshiki for Shiratorizawa is given enough time to flesh out in some really cool ways in how he bounces off Ushima. This match also really raises the stakes and pushes the boundaries for what Haikyuu would be able to do with longer matches, and I think that gets perfected later on. If you are curious about how well the entire season works, then check out my breakdown of the 3rd season and Shiratorizawa match. Now we are in the top 3, which are all very close in my opinion. But I have to choose one to be placed at 3, and that would be Karasino versus Inurazaki. I have already made an entire video about what I think makes this match so tense throughout, and really here what shines is how the Miya twins mirror Hinata and Kageyama. The dynamic of Hinata and Kageyama has always been one of the most compelling in the series, but when you see 2 people who can match their ability, it completely reshapes how a match can unfold. As far as pure tension goes, this match may have the most nerve-wracking moments, with some amazing payoffs added in, like Hinata's receive and the combined block at the end. What is most impressive to me about this match is how, even though the main focus is on this main dynamic between the Miya twins and Hinata and Kageyama, Furudate weaves in major development for Tanaka and Noya and introduces the thematic powerhouse of Kita, who completely redefines the themes of the series so late in Haikyuu's run. At number 2, we have Krasno versus Nekoma. This match has the most build-up and anticipation of any in the entire series, and boy does it deliver. The character who shines the most here certainly has to be Kenma, as we see just the lengths he'll go to keep the game going. Kenma was always one of my favorite characters, but this match raised it up to a different level. Specifically in the manga, there are some fantastic panels in this match that truly capture the switch mentally Kenma has when he's going up against Hinata. And something weird happened to me while reading this match. Similar to the characters, I never wanted it to end. This is different from every other match in every other sports series I have ever seen. An essential part of the match is it concluding, and while this match does have a great ending, when I was reading it, all I could think was, I could read it dozens more of this, and I would still love it just as much. And for that, it lands on number 2 at the list, being one of the most satisfying things I have ever experienced. At number 1, we have Karasino versus Kamomedai. Kamomedai is the national version of Datetech, the first hurdle for Krasno as a team, but with the twist of having their own awesome short player. There is a similar pleasure of reading this match like Nekoma, because of how well Krasno is playing as a team, and just how much better Hinata is, but it also has a similar tension of the Inurazaki match, because you know that this really could be where their national streak comes to an end. This match not only takes Hinata in a direction that I never saw coming, but creates some fantastic dynamics between Korai, Sachiro, Hinata, and Asahi. Asahi has always been one of my favorite characters, and his arc conclusion to this match is truly wonderful. This match will certainly get its own video in the future, but by far the most impressive thing in its execution is how it handles the ending, being simultaneously heartbreaking and satisfying as it concludes Karasino's journey at Nationals. Here is my favorite panel in the entirety of the manga, which concludes my favorite monologue in the series. Even just thinking about this match gets me emotional, and I can't wait to see it in animated form. It is for these many reasons, with the great character development, the surprising turns and dynamics this match has, that makes it the best in Haikyuu. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this little top 10 list. I had fun ranking these matches, and I've been thinking about doing it for a while, and I really wanted to make a Haikyuu video. And so if you're interested in seeing other my Haikyuu stuff, those will be linked down below to see more about the Inurazaki and Shiratorizawa match. And stay tuned for some more in-depth analysis, especially for Bokudo, who's one of my favorite characters. I have a really fun video planned for him that should be coming out soon. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.